Jamie something or other. I don't know. I can't remember what her name is. She built that for us. Levack and Goz back at you here on a Tech East Tuesday, live from Tech East Fire and Water Restoration right here on Central Avenue in the beautiful studios here at Tech East. We're your best way back to normal, which is odd because neither one of us are even remotely close to normal. Thank you, everybody, for being here today. Great show. I'll see you guys next week. Good.
Take it better than that.
I think it's it.
Shout out to Jamie. How about that? It was a wonderful video. We hyped it up on social media. It lived up to the hype. Jamie all over. Mayday Parade, a great song.
Yeah, I mean, if you praise her too much, she becomes difficult for me to deal with on a day-to-day basis.
Oh.
So let's just say it was okay.
It was actually, now I think about it, I don't think it was actually that good. I just rewatched it. I'm not actually sure if it was actually, the volume was a little low.
The production value, not totally professional.
I feel like
a professional videographer would have done a better deal. No, it was very cool. All right, so wild card weekend. I'm sorry, super wild card weekend is behind us. I don't know why they called it super. There was just that one game on Saturday. One game on Monday, 3 on Sunday. There was only one game. Only one game on Saturday, I should say. Only the one.
Do we start with your
I guess. I mean, that's you run through it's almost like a not so rapid recap, wild card weekend edition. It sucked. That was terrible. It wasn't even a good game. If we're being perfectly honest. It's pretty sad that almost all the games were blowouts, and that was the game. That was the least watchable game. I felt Bengals looked really good early. They kind of fell off as the game went on. Raiders, I believe the Raiders game plan in their 26-19 loss to the Joe Burrow Bengals, I believe the game plan was how much more money can we get Jim Harbaugh? I think they were Jim Harbaugh looks like he's got to move to Vegas. Let's get him some bedazzled Dockers or Dickies or khaki pants. Let's get those set up for you. Because it's just your special teams coach, and you got guys who don't know the rule for if you're going to catch the ball and you want it to be a penalty on the other team, you've got to be out of bounds before you touch it. Your head coach is a special teams coach. I like Bisaccia. I think what he did was amazing. But those kind of things, just one mistake after another. I know everybody's going to harp on the pass where Joe Burrow's running to the sideline, throws it across his body, beautiful touchdown pass. The whistle blows too early. Absolutely should not have been a touchdown by the rules. But then again, do I want to win like that? When it was a touchdown, it was a good play. You stop covering. The Raiders played. The only thing worse than the Raiders play in that game was the refs. And that's saying something. So even if the plays were perfect, I feel like the Raiders still lose that game to the Bengals. They were the better team on Saturday.
Yeah, let's sit on Whistlegate there for a second.
Careful what you sit on around here.
Whistlegate. You could have easily let off the show yelling and screaming, blaming the officials, saying it's conspiracy. They had it against your Raiders. They wanted to make sure John Gruden wasn't the storyline of the playoffs. This is racist prejudice. This is everything against the Raiders. You could have done that. But I'm with you that Whistlegate should not be as controversial as it was. I'm stunned, truly, that doesn't happen more in any sport. You see basketball officials constantly with the whistle in their mouth. Football officials, it's freezing out. Oh no! I fear. I hope I never have to officiate games. I fear that I just accidentally forget it's in my mouth and blow on the whistle at one point. I'm shocked it doesn't happen more often in sports. Incidental whistle. So I don't feel like Whistlegate changed Raiders Bengals. The Bengals throughout the 2021 season have just been better than the Raiders.
I don't know about that. Let's not get crazy.
They won the division.
That game they were, and then the time they played before they were. Curveball sliders. The Raiders game plan was written in crayon. I can't say that that's not accurate, but it does specify that it was written out. Greg Olsen, terrible play caller on the offense. Derek Carr is captain check down. But again, if I wanted an excuse for the Raiders losing, I could 100% grab on to how terrible those refs aren't going to ref again this year. They were so bad that Goodell said, "Go home, take your whistle, and get the bleep out of here." Like, that's how bad they were. But anything that I saw during that game, second half, it looked like the Raiders wanted to get it together and come after the Bengals, which is kind of the Raiders' MO for this year. Keep it close, ugly it up as much as you have to, take it late into the fourth and maybe overtime and win a football game. That's counting the last week of the season, 4 overtime wins this year. So yeah, I could do that. But realistically speaking, the Raiders just played like crap. They did. They played bad football. They weren't good.
As bad as they were still in position to win that game, which is wild to think about. They had opportunities where they could have taken the lead. They had opportunities where they could have advanced in the playoffs. It didn't happen for your Raiders. And on the flip side, the Cincinnati Bengals have now broken the curse, the longest playoff drought looking for a win of any major professional sports team in the 4 major sports. Look at this.
Apparently,
this is why Mike Cord is the best right here.
We have a hot dog roller.
Are these from Paulie? From Mr. Hot Dog himself?
Paulie wasn't allowed to do these, right? Okay, no, Paulie wasn't near these. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, we actually have a hot dog roller here at Tech East now. We have one of those fans. Where are you going? I want some ketchup.
Oh, you want both as well? I also do both. So we were going to set social media ablaze here if you want just ketchup or just mustard.
Well,
we don't want to cause people to yell at us on social media about this.
I'm not a wiener purist. You know what I mean? I just put that over there now. Thanks. All right, I don't know how the hell we're going to eat these and talk at the same time, but we'll do our best. No, I want to be the guy who goes, I don't feel like the Raiders deserve to lose that game, but I can honestly tell you they do not deserve to win it. And the fact that both the refs and the Raiders are home for the rest of the playoffs, I think it's one of the few times you got it right, NFL. You got it right. Now, can Joe Burrow and the Bengals, continue this? That effort that the Bengals had Saturday does not beat the Titans this weekend, if we're just being real. So they've got to step their game up and figure out what they're going to do. But it was plenty to beat the Raiders this week.
I have to say, out of that entire matchup, I'm going to let you eat that hot dog there. And if you're watching on YouTube or Facebook or Twitter, please leave a comment right now. Grab that screenshot right there of Levack eating the hot dog. The lamest thing of the entire weekend came. It's right here. Mike is still.
You're welcome, boys.
The lamest thing from the weekend came from this Raider game. The lamest thing, and this is what I'm talking about. And maybe Raider fan or NFL fan, you're going to disagree about this. There's a photo that's gone viral of your head coach signing handwritten letters to the players.
Yeah.
Which is a really
cool. Yeah.
It's a really cool gesture. Amazing. Here's my problem. Who the hell took the photo? So some random person is in the hotel room of the Raider head coach, perfectly positioned while he's doing. You know what that was? And that was, hey, look, they're probably going to fire Mike Mayock, and I'm going to be looking for a job soon. So I need to do my best to show how often my players love me and I get another head coaching job. What could do that? I got an idea. Let's frame like Levack. It was so staged.
It could be that. It could be that. But I would like to, because listen, everything I've heard about Bisaccia is he's an air quote foxhole guy. He's a player's coach. He's a leader. Like if I'm the Raiders, I am legitimately trying to figure out, and this is if I'm in charge, how do I get him to stay on, run my special teams, be my assistant head coach, but bring in the head coach I want. If I can find a way to do that, that's the perfect world. I don't know that works. So here's what I want to believe. I want to believe that his wife, an assistant coach, somebody's in that room while he's doing that, and they decided that he doesn't get the respect he deserves, and they did it. But even if it was like he decided that he wanted that picture out there, it's a real thing. Like I've seen multiple Raiders reporters say this is something he does on a regular basis. This isn't just because he was the head coach. Like at the end of a season, after a big game, he'll write a letter. Like AJ Cole is in my opinion the best punter in football. Probably he's the best player on the Raiders. It's pretty bad. Your punter's your best player. I bet he writes to Cole all the time. Like great job today. I can't believe, what I mean? Stuff like that. I like knowing it's there. There's times I don't want to know how the sausage is made.
Yes.
And this is one of those times. So thanks for ruining it. Like Goz is the one who just went like, Kids, there's 25 Santa Clauses. That's how they get everything done in one night. You know what I mean? Like, and not that's true. There's one Santa. He's magic. Kids, don't worry about it. By the way, Curveball Sliders, apparently a big fan of me chewing on wieners. So there you go. I'll give you a little more. Oh.
Mr. Sliders would like to be referred as John from Delmar now, by the way. He'd like to no longer go by Mr. Sliders, which I know. I enjoy that as well. I kind of want to
change your name.
I kind of want him to keep calling him Mr. Sliders.
Got to change his name.
I think it's better content.
I'm not going to do that kind of research, okay? Your name is what your name is, okay? That's all there is to it.
I just wish that like AJ Cole would have posted. That's it. And that's fine. Look, he's doing his best to continue to make his career better. People do it all the time on Instagram. People are doing it on TikTok. Jackson Mahomes is whatever. It's a different world. Some people just
dare you bring up Jackson Mahomes
what happened?
In the same conversation as Rich Bisaccia? Bisaccia is a great guy. I love that guy. Do I want to be my head coach? I don't know. I don't think so. But should he be a head coach? Maybe. Maybe not in the NFL, maybe a college guy. I don't know. Should he be an assistant head coach under somebody who knows that they're getting him to that next level? Because one of the things I liked about him from the rip is he came out and he said, look, I'm not taking over everything. Olsen's going to call the offense as per usual. Bradley's going to call the defense as per usual. I'm going to call special teams and I'm going to run the game plan. Like I love the way the guy handled business. He did something no one's done. At least not in the last, not in the Super Bowl era or whatever. He took a team where a guy, fired, quit, whatever, that late in the season and got them to the playoffs. It won 4 straight to get there in the end. So I will forever appreciate him. I don't know if I want him to be my head coach. I don't know. It depends who they would replace him with.
There you go. You don't know who the decision is going to be made. The first postseason team.
That burp was terrible. If you smell that, I'm sorry.
By
the way, did you see what happened? I'm sorry. I have to.
Mike Mack's fired. Yeah, that's how.
We're live at the Techies Fire and Water Restoration Studios. Your best way back to normal. Jamie Hensel, who does our media and stuff like that, she built a great video started thing. She waited in the beginning to make sure everything went the way it was supposed to go. She helped hand out hot dogs. She then went to leave and get in her car. She fell twice walking by the windows. She walked all the way to if you're looking from the road, the right side of the building, before she realized that she parked on the left side of the building this morning. And then tried to get as small as she could and walk past the vehicles so that we wouldn't notice her. And I was laughing the whole time. Sorry, that's what's up. John in Sliders. Change your name, John. Help me out. Don't make it harder on me than it has to be. And I say that while putting wieners in my mouth. There you go.
I have a nice teaser that Mike Mack was fired as the Raiders GM.
Yep.
The first firing of the postseason, which is a tease to something else we're going to talk about. But I want to give out.
This is the only game, really, if you think about it, that you're like playoff game and head coach GM search. You know what I mean?
Yes. Yes. Crazy.
I mean, sorry, Cowboys fans. I don't think your guys are getting fired, even though you should. But
new year, new staff, new vehicle, Mohawk Honda.
Ooh.
You know about it. We were there last week. Go back and listen to that show on demand if you're on Apple, Spotify, or Mohawk Honda show. We broadcasted live from Glenville. Awesome things. It was so cool meeting up with everybody in 2022, finding out their new goals. Shout out to John Lucas, by the way, who joined us for that interview. Awesome getting to chat with him more, even though we've got to learn more and more about his family. Shout out to all those guys as well. The deals, the vehicles, the inventory, it's all happening right now in Mohawk Honda. Make sure to follow them on social media as well to find out about all the great updates they have going on. And in particular, how about Ian Anderson is now a part of the Mohawk family. World Series champion, Atlanta Braves, Shen High School's own Ian Anderson is hanging out with our friends at Mohawk Honda.
I hope they sell him a minivan. How cool would that be? Be a big league pitcher, making good money, pitching in World Series. You roll up in a little like Honda Odyssey, pre-owned, VCR in the back. What's up, ladies? How you doing? You know what I'm saying?
What's up? What's your deal? You guys ever heard of Mohawk Honda?
Yeah. How you like the wheels? What if he really just completely pimped out a minivan? I'd rock it.
I think Ian Anderson now should do that. I also want to see him have it and then pull off his sunglasses, but then Greg Johnson's right next to him, or somebody Cam McKenna's sitting right there.
I wonder what he would actually maybe like a decked out Passport. That would be probably the ride for him. But if he did the minivan, I would be all in.
Here's what you do now. If you're listening, go to Mohawk Honda and say, I demand the Ian Anderson special. And then tell us what it is, because we're actually curious.
And then when they make it up, you let us know.
Major League Baseball pitchers, World Series champions are working with Mohawk Honda. Now you can do the same Mohawk Honda, where they always go out of their way to please you.
All right. Yes, I love Mohawk. Raiders lose 26-19. Yeah. And by the way, one more thing about the Raiders.
Yes.
for the gifs and the memes and all that fun stuff that everybody's putting up, where they're comparing Carr, to was it Daniel Stern from the Home Alone movie. If you don't know who the Wet Bandits are, you're not allowed to post those gifs. Okay, you can't do it. Corey from Greenwich today sends me a picture. I go. I actually think if you put Baker Mayfield and Carr together, they do look like a decent, like, Pesci and Stern Wet Bandits. The Wet Bandits I didn't put the Pesci and Stern. I said the Wet Bandits. He goes, dumb question. Who are the Wet Bandits? I'm like, how dare you?
Corey.
How dare you post that GIF and not know who the Wet Bandits are? You're not allowed. You're not allowed. You're not allowed.
Good, Mr. Corey.
Little Hobart on Hobart love. Our boy Matt Woods. Lexi Goz repping the Bucks gear. Finally, a championship team worn on the show. Fire the cannons. I wear championship Empire gear all the time. And answer, you're the one who sells those tickets. 518-714-2200, extension 101. Ask for Matt Woods.
Hobart's own. I still got to say what's up there. We haven't sat down and talked. He looked far older than I remember him the last time I saw him.
Working with me will do that to you. You know. I mean, have you seen your pictures over the last couple of years? I have that effect on people. Poor Jamie started. She was like in her early 20s. Now she's walking around like humpback and just, he's got a walker. She's got the tennis balls on it. It's a beautiful thing. Raiders lose. Bengals advance. Then, I mean, the Bills not only circled the wagons, they ran the Patriots over with the wagons about 16 times, 47-17. First team ever to play a perfect game. Touchdown on every possession. I mean, that is insane. But which I can only imagine how much better they could have been if they were in a dome. Jackasses.
That's the storyline for the rest of the summer. We'll leave for Western New York. You guys can deal with that in March through May and June. Game.
Yeah, the big debates in Orchard Park in Buffalo. Boneless wings aren't wings. And also, if we had a dome, we could play better. That's it.
You mentioned it's like basically a perfect game they could play. I love how the analytic nerds got out on social media after this game. It would have been a perfect game if there were no incompletions or no penalties.
Oh, my God.
Like,
right,
shut up.
Right.
Shut up.
Right.
You had the first team ever in NFL history to go 5 consecutive offensive possessions with 5 touchdowns, like you'd mentioned there. NFL history is made in this game. They do it 7 times. 7. So there's nothing else you could ask for. From Brian Daboll to Josh Allen to Sean McDermott, we have rarely ever said this about a Bill Belichick coach team in the postseason. Think about this. He got outcoached.
Yeah.
He got outcoached.
Yeah, they were ready
by
for him.
Everybody. Josh Allen, it's almost hilarious now. And we're not even going to put Lamar Jackson in this conversation because for the last couple of years, there's been that probably the comparison between the two. He was so much better now looking back than Darnold and Baker and Rosen and some of the stuff. Look, I get arm strength can be overrated in a small school in Wyoming. Watching what he did in Torch, New England, there are just some plays I'm like, oh my God. Like, how do you defend this guy? He's so big. He can throw. He's got receivers. I'm just like, dude, New England never stood a chance after they're down 14-0. Nothing.
I'm sorry. Just think one comment from Curveball Sliders / John Sliders. Baby Yoda was a real baby before he worked for me. It's a true story. He looks better now. He's all right. Sipperly was there. Our guy Sipperly was there in Buffalo. It's impressive when it all comes together. Is that I don't know. I don't think that says as much about New England as it does about Buffalo. Like, I think it's one of those ones where, like, if you want to sit there and go rookie quarterback on the road, still doing this, still doing that, whatever. I think it's Buffalo had the right game plan, the right coaches, the better players, the far superior quarterback, and it showed. I think Buffalo is that damn good. I don't know how it works out next week, but we'll get into that coming up. But I think that's more of a Buffalo has exercised the demons, and at this moment, they're the better team. If Brady's still in New England, I still feel like this Buffalo team could have won, but it would have been a hell of a lot closer.
The 2 biggest criticisms for Bills fans, you probably heard this regular season, maybe a little bit in the last regular season, was, okay, you don't have a pass rush, and your running backs are questionable. Devin Singletary had some big old holes to run through. He played great. Yeah. Mac Jones was never comfortable in the pocket. It's a little easier to blitz a rookie when you're up 2 touchdowns, fair enough, but still. Everything you wanted for Buffalo, they did. I was, as a fan of just wanting a great Saturday night game, I was a little disappointed where you're like, come on, I want a back and forth. I want this to be down to the 4th quarter like I thought it would be. But the Bills fans felt a lot warmer getting to watch that team roll. And by the way, I saw some other social media posts out there. I think I sent it to you. Some people are trying to troll Bills fans and be like, I would be careful running up the score against New England. Again, another shut up take. It's a divisional game in the postseason. New England has smacked Buffalo around more than any other professional sports team in the last 20 years. You want to put up 50? Go right ahead and put up 50. Good for Buffalo. Great win. Bills fans, that's one of your best wins, maybe for some Bills fans, last 25 years. Good for them.
Yeah, definitely want to be proud of. I know that if you're a Bills fan, though, nothing matters until you win it all. But that was a good pit stop on the way. Again, 47-17, Bills get that done. Buccaneers easily ground the Eagles, 31-15. That moment that I sit about and think about what I was thinking, I was like, well, I think the Eagles will keep it close and blah, 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 blah. What do the Eagles do really well? They run the football. What do the Buccaneers do really well? They stop the run. That should have been like just that one. I mean, I ultimately ended up going with the Buccaneers just because I didn't want to hear it from you or Matt Woods if I bet the Eagles and they lost. So I ultimately ended up betting the Buccaneers, but not nearly as heavy as I should have. I should have dumped an entire DraftKings account. Like, what? How much can I fit? All of it? Okay, there, take it and let me have it back times 2. That was with ease. That was just with ease.
I only did 4 bets this weekend for NFL. I bet Bills, 3 bets because I combined it. Bills, Bucks money line. And I'm kicking myself for not taking some spreads on that. I would have paid a lot better. Niners first half to be leading and Niners first half to cover. Went 4 for 4 on those. But this one I liked far more than the other one because of Tampa, as we kind of spotlighted a little bit last week, dealing with injuries. Everybody knows it. Eagles were a team that's overachieved this season. Tampa was better from start to finish. That is everything. That's Tom Brady. That's Gronk. I feel like I'm going to be a dead horse here, but this was a huge storyline of Super Wildcard Weekend. Coaching, Todd Bowles, defensive, another guy who should just be a coordinator. Byron Leftwich, stop being so good. Jacksonville doesn't need you. Knock it off, all right? Like, no, Bruce Arians was calling the plays. Let's not let everyone know how good Byron Leftwich is doing the OC stuff. Start to finish, complete domination by Tampa, and man, it feels so good to watch your team suck for so long and it feel like it's actually not the right uniform they're wearing when they play well. That was great for me as a Bucs fan.
If you look at Bengals Raiders, there's no head coach candidates coming out of that game. I don't feel like the coordinators. Bills Pats, you've got Brian Dable, you got Leslie Frazier, both interviewing out of the Bills camp. Gerard Mayo, the linebackers coach, he's interviewing. So there's that. Buccaneers, Todd Bowles. You've also got what's his name, Byron Leftwich.
Yep.
The Eagles, again, that's a fresh young staff. So you don't have them coming out there. But yeah, you've got you see these guys starting to get the attention they deserve. Again, Bowles will be getting a second bite of the apple. Byron Leftwich is somebody I'd at least like the Raiders to interview. I think I've always liked that dude ever since Marshall. Like, you hurt your leg and your offensive line is carrying you from huddle to huddle, play to play. You're a leader. You're a legit leader. Like, you want me to show me a picture of him being carried by his offensive line? I'm like, dude, that's a leader. That guy's a leader right there. So that's just show you how damn good they really are. All right. 49ers, they're smarter, stronger, better looking than the Cowboys. It's all there. 23-17. Here's another terrible game plan situation, terrible situation coaching. The Cowboys realistically had enough talent on the field to beat the Niners, but they did not have the game plan. They did not understand how things work. You get that last play where Dak runs the ball a little too far, tries to set the ball himself, forgets you got to hand it to the ref, like all those things. Just the smarter team won.
We've been doing the show together for 5+ years. There are 4 words that I think you enjoy more than any other word. Would you want to hear?
These are my favorites.
Levack, you were right. And not just right. Levack, you nailed this so well that our guy Boston Dan left us a message and said, oh my God, Levack, how spot on was your prediction?
But remember, I was still on the fence I wanted to actually take the Cowboys because I was thinking to myself that Quinn would overrule some of the stupid McCarthy. You were the one who was in on the Niners all the way. My breakdown was correct. You had the right play.
Okay, yeah, I guess that's true. I'll take that. That's fair enough
right.
for me. I think maybe more.
I mean, I'll take all the credit. Don't get me wrong. But I want to be real.
I think it was more about Mike McCarthy. You just hit on that storyline throughout the entire year.
I think he should be fired. And not because of him as much as the fact that if I walk into a room right now and there's Kellen Moore, Dan Quinn, and Mike McCarthy would be my third choice to be head coach. My third. So if I'm the Cowboys and I think Jacksonville is interviewing Kellen Moore today. I'm thinking I might be Jacksonville. It's either Jacksonville or Houston. But Kellen Moore's interviewing now. You know what I mean? I think I call him up and I go, don't remember that thing we did with Garrett? Jason Garrett, remember we paid him a lot of money not to go away? I'll do that for you. Stay home. Stay home with Jarrett. I can do what I want. Pew, pew, please. Please.
When you have two coordinators, both Dan Quinn and Kellen Moore getting looked at like that, like you said, put them in a room and see who you pick. I wonder if Jerry Jones looks at it and says, all right, we're making the move. Remember, that's how John Gruden ended in Tampa. Raheem Morris, this is bizarre to think about 15 years later. Raheem Morris was on staff. They said, no, let's just take him. We'll just move this guy up. I'm sure there's other examples, too, of coordinator
remember
on
that
staff.
Raheem Moore was an interesting one, too, because they wanted him to be Mike Tomlin South. Like, Mike Tomlin took over in Pittsburgh, and it was perfect. I remember, like, the geniuses, the talking heads all going, he's Mike Tomlin. He's the same guy. Same guy. Oh, because he's a smart young black man. He's Mike Tomlin. No, he was not ready. He was not ready at that time. He's actually a guy who's making a lot of noise moving his way back up. Watch him get another chance soon.
He really could. And the Niners, this game plan, how they set it up to defend Dak and the wide receivers and the running backs, great across the board. Jimmy Garoppolo just does enough. Deebo Samuel, I think it's going to be really fun in 2022 summer coming up.
Oh.
If he's talked about as the best wide receiver in football, and I know that's
he's an all-pro.
Right. I know some people are probably tired of who's the best wide receiver because it's so different every year. Cooper Kupp is going to be like, hey, hello, over here. Remember this guy? But Deebo is just a freak, man. It's so much fun to watch him because he's that combo of wide receiver, running back. He can do both.
I don't think he's the best wide receiver because of what you just said. I think the best wide receiver is Cooper Kupp, Devontae Adams, like the guys like that. Deebo Samuel is, if I'm Deebo Samuel, there's very few teams I'd be willing to play for. San Francisco, because they understand that I need to touch the football 15 plus times a game. Atlanta, I'll take that Cordarrelle Patterson role. I'll go, I'll play whatever. But only teams that realize get the ball in my hands. And again, well, we've run this passing around. If we have this, no, just hand me the fucking ball. Just hand it to me once in a while, because I think what is gonna absolutely end the Niners season is gonna be Garoppolo, because the Cowboys are back in that game because Garoppolo makes some stupid throws and some stupid decisions. So Deebo, let me get you the ball. Where you want it? How you want it? You want to hand it to you? You want me? Dude, I will drop kick it in your general direction. You figure it out.
Now, when you mentioned that out loud, I did make 4 bets this week. I lost the other one. I had a 6-team all-favored parlay, and the Cowboys cost me. How dare you? I had them all money line, and it's all because of Mike McCarthy and everything else. Dan Orlovsky, if you've missed this, he's
your favorite. You love him.
He's a terrible quarterback. He was running to the back of the end zone. Pro quarterback. Yeah. All right, fine. Running to the back of the end zone looking like a fool. He has found some type of gift with that crazy thing he does with the TV. He is like the late Tim Russer up there with the board and the chalk and making stuff happen, and it's like entertaining. Orlovsky did a lot of interesting film breakdowns. I retweeted one at Tom Goz, TOMG, was easy. But the more important thing about why Dak was just missing these throws that he always hits is what you just let off talking about this game. That play at the end, okay? Maybe I'm crazy. I actually didn't hate the idea of, everybody's in coverage. They're going to give you an easy 20 yards. Just take the 20 yards. It's not a terrible play, but it's what you just said. If you're going to run that, you have to scream, give the ball to the official. You know who's the king of this is Larry Fitzgerald. Larry Fitzgerald, every time he'd get tackled in 2 minutes, would actually look for the official, find him, almost throw it to him. Oregon used to do this back in the day with Chip Kelly. They would seek out the official. That is totally it. That's why that play was botched.
Well, he actually should have slid sooner.
Yes.
You give up 2-3 yards so that you can get the ball into the ref's hand that much faster. But again, these are things that you have to be that has to be in your head. I don't expect every quarterback to know that in the heat of the moment. If every quarterback knew that in the heat of the moment, I don't need a coaching staff. That's when you go into that. Before you go into that drive, that's where Kellen Moore, Mike McCarthy, whoever, they have to come up to him and go, Dak, if this, that, if that, this is what I need from you. Boom, 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 boom. These are your backup plays. Here's your back pocket play. Whatever. If he doesn't already have them, and it sucked because you saw him place the ball. And I got to give people are the Cowboy fans are throwing junk at the refs. Did you see him split that O-line? That ref, again, if you need a pass rush, you may want to call that dude and try to get that line judge out here because like he's like got through and oh my God, I was like, dude, your effort was Herculean. It was good. But freaking classic Cowboy fans throwing garbage. That's very smart. I love it. But all in all, Mike McCarthy, he sucks. He's a terrible head coach. I'm sorry. Like, he's just not a good head coach. That's all there is to it. And Cowboys are home because of it. Chiefs, they're kind of good. They're kind of good at this football thing. They're back 42-21 over the Steelers. And, I mean, the defense is firing. The offense looks good. The only thing missing from that game was Big Ben retiring right at the end. Like official, I'm waiting. I'm not so patiently waiting for the official statement that Roethlisberger is gone.
Now there's
just go away.
There's a part of me now that wishes I was at your house watching this with you. Like you're up on the TV, it's midnight. Levack's like, end it. Be done. Quit.
The only drama in that game was
is
he going to quit? Because I figured I want to see him like come out in a full body cast.
You're making it about yourself,
man. I tried so hard for the people of Pittsburgh.
Walker.
Please, hold on. Could someone prop me up? I have to let you go, Pittsburgh. And then leave.
I feel like you should be like a DJ, right? Like someone doing an on-field hosting. Do you want me to come back, Pittsburgh?
No.
Loud. Hey, wait. What? That's what almost. I think that's where we're at with Roethlisberger at this point.
Listen, that game we all knew it was going to happen. That game. I feel like that's one nobody got wrong. I feel like.
Yeah, and Pittsburgh they were competitive early in that game. Like second quarter, the game was over. They turned it on. Everybody showed up.
TJ Watt's a monster. He's an absolute freaking monster. I was texting back and forth with Coach UAlbany head football coach Greg Gattuso, who's a Pittsburgh fan. I was like, is there another Watt brother out there that maybe the Raiders could have? I don't care if he's a freaking field goal kicker. I'll tell you, I love Daniel Carlson. Don't get me wrong, but I feel like if you have a Watt on your team, you know things are going to go your way sooner or later. Hell, I'll take JJ right now.
Yeah, accolade-wise, by the way, TJ Watt will probably not win the amount of defensive players of the year, although he's probably going to be close. He is likely pacing to have a better career than JJ Watt. Like statistically and like more games and lack of injuries. Stat-wise, TJ Watt might be better, which is crazy to think about.
You just don't like JJ.
That's right.
I appreciate and respect your honesty. 34-11 Monday night wild card game. Rams I don't feel like this game was even this close. 34-11 Rams beat the Cardinals. It's funny how all season someone on this program had been saying that he didn't really have a lot of faith in the Cardinals. He didn't think they really were the kind of team that could win it all. And everyone was like, they're winning, they're number one, blah, 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 whatever. And then they get smoked. And now I see everybody going, I don't know if you can win with Kyler Murray. I don't know, Cliff Kingsbury's record. Like I'm seeing all of them talk about it, and it just cracks me up.
All right, I got a list here. I like your thing you just did there with the room, right? You put 3 people in a room. Who's the best head coach? You put these groups of people in a room. Tell me who's the most angry after Monday night.
Okay.
Group of Arizona Cardinal fans for getting the hype up during the season they might win the Super Bowl to that performance.
Okay.
That's one group. Brian Greasy, Louis Riddick, and Steve Levy for having an NFL playoff game and no one caring about their broadcast instead of watching the Mannings taking the spotlight away. Or ESPN executive who negotiated their way into the Monday Night Football because they wanted a standalone game that everyone was going to care about, and that's the game they got. Rank that angry list of how Monday night's events.
I'm going to go least angry, the broadcast crew, because I'm sorry, the more I watch the Manning cast, the more I dislike it. I love all the people who are on it. I lose what's actually happening in the game, and I for one enjoy watching that Rams team play the way they play. And Louis Riddick could very well become a general manager this year, off of what he's done. The best part of the Manning cast was 100% when Eli tries to throw to Peyton, and Peyton says, "I can't hear shit." That was the best part of the whole thing. It was clear as day. Which, if that's the first Manning cast, okay, you didn't realize every mic's a hot mic, whatever. I get that. You got to know by now you can't say that. By the way, we're Levack and Goz live on the Techies Fire and Water Restoration Facebook page, as well as Godzilla's YouTube and Goz's Twitter, because Goz is a megalomaniac at Tom Goz, TOMGOZZ. Not on at the Jeff Levack, because I just don't give an F. But no, I would say out of that group, the most angry has got to be the Cardinals fans, because you got so hopeful as the season went on. And I was starting to buy in because of James Conner, because that offensive line played mean. They played mean football. I'm not sold on Kyler Murray as an over the top winning quarterback in the NFL, because those hits are going to catch up to him. There's defenses are going to figure out how to at least, manage what he does. Kind of the way you see every once in a while, the big game defenses Lamar Jackson's put in check. Those fans, they believed. They believed. But then again, they woke up and they're like, hey, we live in Arizona. Let's go golfing.
It's a pretty good list.
Let's golf in January.
You did a pretty good job with that lister. I don't have much of a pushback on any of your picks and how you rank
the executives got to be pretty pissed off too at ESPN, I guess.
Yeah.
But again, that's what you get too for giving me a Monday night game. How dare you? I want to be done with my playoffs. I like my playoffs on the weekend.
Yeah,
Damn it.
You still got a crowd. You still got people to talk about you. I think it worked out fine. I think that list is pretty accurate. I'll add one other thing to Kyler Murray. And your Baker Mayfield criticism, I think, would fall same way that my Kyler Murray criticism fell. Maybe too much love out of college, shorter quarterback, decision-making relies too much on being an athlete than a quarterback, all that stuff. I think our criticisms are very fair for both those guys. I'm also now convinced Kyler Murray is getting smaller. Year by year, like when the really good teams play against Kyler Murray, he's going up against Aaron Donald on that D-line last, and I'm like, God, he looks short. God, he looks small. And then, that's what happens.
Von Miller's running him down. I was like, what the hell's that?
I'm now convinced, season by season, by the time Kyler Murray's done, he will be 60 inches tall, 5 feet tall, behind the quarterback. Maybe it's my television. Someone check that for me if they think Kyler Murray is getting smaller.
It is funny how much taller he looks when he's dominating. He does look a little,
right?
Superman's cape's got a little extra starch in it when he's flying away from, something.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Like I said, I think that I think the Rams are that damn good, if I'm being real. Oh, look at this. You got a little Peperini action. I haven't seen Peperini in for. I love Peperini. There we go. There it is. Pete wanted to point out it's so hard to get to the Super Bowl. Everything needs to go right at the same time. And I think that's a reaction to something like Corey from Greenwich said. Hey guys, I'm sorry. Hey guys. Oh well, sorry guys. I don't know why you're getting a sorry guys. But my Super Bowl. Oh, that's right. My Super Bowl pick looks pretty good. Rams versus Bills. You should tell me who you think is going to win it. But this brings up an interesting scenario for me. Both of our Super Bowls are still alive, right?
That's right.
I had originally, before the season started, I picked Rams over Chiefs. You picked
Bucks over Bills.
So knowing what we know now, seeing what we see in the wild card weekend, do you want to change? Which is it's different because if one of us are missing, obviously you're gonna. Oh yeah, I'll take this one over this one now. But do you still think that your Bucks beat the Bills in the Super Bowl?
I want to answer that question, but before I answer that, this is going to give you a little hint. Before I answer that,
okay,
I want to remind people that if they're going to wager on their Super Bowl, if they have a pick that they want, the place to do it is DraftKings. DraftKings Sportsbook is officially live in New York State with mobile sports betting just in time for the playoffs. You can have it happen for you. Right now, you can place a bet from anywhere in New York with DraftKings Sportsbook, including the comfort of your couch. To add to the excitement, DraftKings is giving new customers a special offer that you don't want to miss. Bet just $5 on any playoff game and win $280 in free bets if your team is victorious. The wait is finally over. Head to the DraftKings Sportsbook app now to check it all out. DraftKings, great promotions and features, including same-game parlays. Combine multiple bets from the same game for a bigger payout. The more legs you add, the more money you can win. DraftKings is safe, secure, and reliable. Best of all, you can deposit, withdraw your cash whenever you want. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now. Use promo code 518. Promo code 518, DraftKings Sportsbook app now, and get 56-1 odds on any team. Bet just $5 and win $280 in free bets if your team wins. That's promo code 518 this week at DraftKings Sportsbook. Eligibility restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for full details. Must be 21 and older and physically present in New York. Gambling problem? Call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. All right, to your question.
Do you want to keep Bucks over Bills?
Yes, and I actually just placed that bet on DraftKings. So as soon as the line came out, I placed the wager. I'm going down with that. I paused and waited and needed a little bit more time to think about that because here on a Tuesday, that matchup for the Rams and Bucks is bad for my Bucks. Like watching LA play. Okay, D-line's really good. There's banged up offensive linemen for the Bucks. Secondary is good. Godwin's out for the Bucks. They can pressure a quarterback. Everyone said it for 15 years. That's how you beat Tom Brady. That's all bad for Tampa. Like, Tampa's the favorite right now in that game. And as a Bucks fan, besides me being super cliche and saying, oh, they got Tom Brady, they got the GOAT. Like, besides me all of a sudden using that voice to talk to people, that's the only reason I can give you. I'm very concerned here on a Tuesday that LA can beat Tampa. But because I'm stubborn, right now on a Tuesday, I'm going to go with Bucks Bills. But I don't feel good about Tampa on Sunday.
I feel really good about Rams Chiefs right now. The way they're both playing. If I was going to have any pause, I would love to put the Bills in. I would love to do that. But I just I think, we just proved once again I'm the smartest. So when that is the Super Bowl, at Jeff Levack on Venmo for the money that I made you when you bet that the percentage comes my way would be a very, very nice gesture.
Are you trailing this like I am? Are you betting money line those two teams and then rolling it over to the next week and then rolling to the next week? Because that's what I'm doing.
I may have taken the majority of bonus money in the beginning of free mobile wagering and did a big we'll call it a double dump.
Okay.
Because in the beginning of the year I drove over to our good friends at Rivers and I bet those, and now I'm gonna double up. It's not as much as it could be, but it was also bonus money. It's free money.
So wait a second. I want to make sure. I think I heard that correctly.
I have multiple wagers on those two teams to win the Super Bowl.
Okay, because I know you had said you wanted the Bills in there and you thought about the Bills.
Mm-hmm.
You feel better about the Rams. Is my theory on the Bucks off? Like, do you kind of see where I'm going with this? Like, you feel confident in the Rams and the Chiefs still, but your heart's telling you Buffalo is what I just heard.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. If I have to be wrong about one, I'll be wrong. I would rather be wrong. Bills get past Chiefs. If I have to be wrong about one side, because something about the way that this Rams team is built, the way they played, how terrible it was for them when they got to the last Super Bowl and they had to rely on Jared Goff and his tiny hands, and it was just god awful. That was one of the last times you and I got to leave this state.
For real.
So I want to see it again. And the unofficial president of the Levack and Goz fan club, Monty, who is also a Lions fan, he's rooting for his former quarterback Stafford to take out the Bucks. Happy to see him get his first playoff win. That's a good guy right there. That's a good guy. There's not a lot of players I look at and go, well, now that you're not here anymore, I'm glad you're finally successful. I don't have that kind of heart that he has.
I like Stafford. Monty I used to like before that comment about the Buccaneers. I would have agreed with all that before the comment was read.
Our guy Pete's back. He goes, do the Rams now have to play on a short week? Yeah. Well, technically, yes. They're the early Sunday game. So let's do this. Let's have a little fun. Let's get into this weekend coming up, divisional round of the playoffs. Down to 4. This is what we're a little more familiar with. This is what we're used to. 4:30 Saturday on CBS. The Cincinnati Bengals at the Titans. First glance, you're laying 3.5 points with the Titans. There, 47 is the total. When you hear these totals, like, defenses might be optional this weekend if you believe the odds makers. But I just don't want to see the Titans win because of your guy Johnstone Supply. I just don't want to. There's two reasons. I hate Ryan Tannehill, and I like the boy. I like your guy, Tommy Boy over there, the other Tom. I just don't like his love of the Titans. I agree with him on so many things. His love of the Titans makes me ill.
Johnstone Supply in Troy. Don't forget 6th Avenue, your spot. Winter's heating up, frigid.
Here we go.
Up there, the furnaces, the boilers, all that stuff.
Those are the things he knows. Listen to him.
Kind of both working on our schedules. We will do the official picks. Early look at this. I would like to know. This is the hardest game of the games to pick early on in the week because what's Derrick Henry's status? What's he going to be like? What's happening there? I believe one of the best Bengal pass rushers, 91, Hendrickson got hurt or banged up concussion. So his status is a little up in the air. So some impact players are still kind of sketchy going into the game. I thought that over-under was going to be higher. I know both teams really get after the quarterback well. I thought it'd be a higher scoring game. Tennessee's the top seed, and Cincinnati hadn't won a game in 30 years. That's my early look. What's up with Henry? And I thought there'd be more points on the board than 47.
Early look, I would take the Titans to win. Bengals like to keep games within 3 points, so if I'm getting 3.5, I'd probably bet the Bengals. But I'll be rooting very, very severely for the Bengals. Very much. I like, even though they were part of the Raiders losing, I like the Bengals. I might change my pick by between now and then. Who knows? Probably like Friday or Saturday with the shot. I don't even know. Whatever. 8:15 Fox Saturday night. 49ers at Packers. Packers 6-point favorite. 47.5 is the total. I have no idea. I have no idea. Because here's the thing. Green Bay is the better team. They have the better quarterback. They're the number 1 seed for a reason. They're better rested, all those things. The 49ers do things on offense nobody else does. They got a Bosa in the pass rush. That's a win for you a lot of times. And they do things that nobody else does. Deebo Samuel, he'll run, he'll throw, he'll pass, he'll catch, he'll do it all. I have to really sit down and look at this one. First blush, I'd probably take the Packers just because they're that damn good. But if you told me that the Niners just manned up and punched them in the mouth the way that they did the Cowboys, coaching's better in Green Bay, but their coaching staff is wet the bed late in playoff games in the past too.
I'm going to start wandering here with my takes. So if I start getting lost here, like an amusement park, just try to reel
somebody's
me back.
feeling angry.
I feel like I'm going to wander.
Brady Burger's angry now.
Oh, do you want to go to that?
No, he just put up an angry
Oh.
reaction to the video. I'm assuming he's like a Packers fan.
Here's my problem.
Bradley.
My problem with this game is that we're going to find out. And as a football fan, I should not even complain about this, but maybe Super Wildcard Weekend wasn't necessary. Maybe we didn't need a 7 team. I know your Raiders got it. That's great. But the quality of the games we saw in the Wildcard Weekend, those 7 seeds were significantly not as good as the other teams that were in there. Like, they were all blown out.
Well, you think about it, like there were 2 competitive games, and they really weren't that competitive. Like, the Raiders had a chance to win late. The Cowboys had a chance to win late, but realistically, they could have been blown off the field too.
Yep.
I'm with you.
We didn't need to see the Chiefs blow out Pittsburgh, and we didn't need to see Tampa blow out Philly. So I bring that up because at this point, will that 1 week bye week actually even benefit Green Bay or Tennessee? Like that's what's really strange about this. The answer should be they're a better team, more talent, better. I don't want, and I think Packer fan and Titan fan are going to complain that like we didn't need the bye. Those teams we played that last week, they got warmed up, they were getting hot, blah, blah, blah. That's what I'm really fascinated by, is that I know the number's going to go 8. That's the rumor out there, that 2022's playoffs is going to add another season. I know that was a COVID decision that's maybe even going to be changed at some point. But, yeah, that's my thought for the Green Bay Packers is I know they're good. I just don't even know if the bye week as a veteran team helps or hurts them.
Well, we shall find out when we officially pick this game coming up later this week. Moving on to Sunday, 3 p.m. NBC, Rams at Bucs. This is probably the Sunday is the better slate, the better card, because I can't wait to see this. Bucs are 3-point favorite. 48.5 is the total on the open. That'll probably get bet way up. I think the Rams. I was kind of shocked. I thought this would be like a 1 point, maybe a pick 'em. I thought the Rams were going to be maybe even the favorite with what they just did. But I think that what you're going to see is a lot of Brady money. A lot of people bet on Brady. This Rams team is freaking good.
So I want to go back to Pete's point, because Pete brought up why this is a short week for the Rams. Now, remember this, and that's really important, something you said there too for football fans, because we're not used to this. That game for the divisional round kicks off at 3. Traditionally, for like as long as I can ever remember, it was always 1-4. Always 1-4-30. 3-6. So that West Coast team, I know that doesn't sound like a huge deal. That is a huge deal with the later kickoff for the West Coast team. Here's another huge part of this storyline that mixes with game 2. Think what the NFL had a decision to make on Sunday. Tom Brady, the GOAT, the greatest of all time. They're playing a second biggest market in the country. They're playing LA. Why don't you put LA, the second biggest market in the country, against Tom Brady in primetime? West Coast market, all this blah, blah.
Past his bedtime.
That's very good. They think the NFL that it's a better matchup to watch Josh Allen versus Patrick Mahomes. What a compliment to Allen and Mahomes. They said, no. We would rather you watch these two than these two. I'm also surprised the line was 3. I thought LA would give more love because of how well they played. I'm very, very nervous as a Tampa fan. I want them to win. I hope it's Tom Brady in the fourth quarter, but that is a bad matchup across the board for them. And they got smacked during the season. The score was not reflective of how far away those two teams were in the regular season when LA won.
Same day, 6:30 p.m. kickoff on CBS. The Buffalo Bills at the Kansas City Chiefs. Chiefs 2.5-point favorite, total of 55. That's right there is why they wanted it in primetime. They think this thing is going to be a track meet, back and forth, points being scored. It is going to be. And look, I got to tell you, that's the game I most want to see. That's the game I most want to see. The games I want to see are on Sunday. I watch the other two in hopes the Titans lose. And then, I don't even know who I'm rooting for, Niners, Packers. I feel like I've seen that game a million times, and I feel like I root for the different team each time. I guess I got it. My cousin is a Packers fan. I guess I got to root for the Pack. I don't know.
I said me too to this game because I know my stress level in Buccaneer fandom is going to be going. So I'm going to be just going nuts during that game with all the plays. This game, here's what I'll say to Bills fans. I know Pete's a Bills fan, and a bunch of other people wrote in, might be Bills Mafia as well. Remember how this roster was built, Levack. This goes back to April. Okay. Buffalo had a decision to make at the NFL draft. They said, we can go get a running back. We can go make these spots that are weak better. No. Here's what Buffalo said they're going to do. We have one goal: beat Kansas City.
Yeah.
That's how this team is built. They said our biggest challenge is to pressure Mahomes and beat KC, and that will be our challenge for years to come. We are building this roster to flat out beat Kansas City. Now, what happens? They play Kansas City, and the national media doesn't give Buffalo love because that game has the weird storm and the weather and the 90-minute delay. So I'm sure some people nationally, here regionally, people know Buffalo beat KC, but they're like, well, that game doesn't really count. Buffalo is built to beat Kansas City.
All right. Well, you're friends with a wagering place, so you can answer Philly Wish's question. Will we have a prop bet for the number of sex toys thrown in the field for the next Bills game? Do you think that's something you could get taken care of? Can we get that?
What
are you over under 0.5, 1.5? How many you do?
I'll see if we can get that as a boost for you, Mr.
He then answers his own question. He thinks the only dildo on the field in Sunday's game is going to be the Mahomes brother. So we gotta go over under 1.5 since there's already one guaranteed to be there.
That could be a push bet, right?
Don't say push when we're talking about dildo. It's weird. It's weird that you would say that. Remember when that was? So
I don't want to remember. I don't know where this is going.
When we were still on terrestrial radio, and somebody threw a giant dildo on the field when the Bills played the Pats. And I think they wrote Brady's mouthpiece on it or something like that. And remember, like I had to tell the story on the air, but I couldn't be nearly as. I mean, we were an ESPN affiliate. You know what I mean? Like I couldn't. So I'm like, Marilade was thrown on the field. Like Marilade, like that became a long running thing. Yeah, I love Bills fan right now is friggin' phenomenal. Like I Bills. I don't remember as a lot of Bills fans, during the 4 Super Bowl run. Like I knew a couple here and there, but I didn't know the ones I know now. The ones I know now, like I see people who are professionals, right? They go to work in suits, uniforms, like you would. But I guarantee you that if the Bills win that game Sunday night, they're going through a flaming table somewhere. like you're a lawyer. Like, you can go to a copyright lawyer on Monday and be like, what happened to your eyebrow? Flaming table, Bills won. You would have done it too. You know what I mean? Like Bills fan right now is just like they're almost like the superhero of football because they have like secret identities. During the week, suit, tie, maybe a badge, whatever. And then as soon as the game kicks off, Zubaz pants, a freaking jersey from, a freaking Daryl Talley jersey, and they're going through a flaming table. And by the way, it's their actual dining room table.
Now I wish there was a Batman signal. Mafia! And then it's like fire. There it is. There's
the chicken
table.
wing in the sky. Just drunk people making out in parking lots. Like, oh, it's time.
How have the Dudley boys never been involved with the Bills Mafia? The kings of the broken tables, the Dudley boys, they should be out there. Public Enemy, if you remember that old reference, ECW days. They got to get some old school wrestlers to do that. Yes. The Mafia.
I'm just like, there's certain comments that come through. So if you're listening to this, Apple, Spotify, just the rumbling exhaust of a really nice sports car is where you can hear Levack and Goz. But you don't watch it on Techies Fire and Water Restoration's Facebook or Godzilla's YouTube, you miss some of them because some of the comments I'll put on the screen, but I won't read them. Just because I still have to talk to some of those people, but I just did just so you know, it's as much as you have to look at our horrible faces, it is worth watching every so often and checking it out. All right. So divisional round coming up this weekend, probably I'm thinking Friday or Saturday morning. It's up to you. I mean, I don't really, those two things are available for you if you'd like them.
Let me pitch this to you. And I was not supposed to pitch this to you. She told me to keep it to yourself, but now you set me up for it, so I'm going to. What about you?
Me?
Finally coming to where I live. My house.
No, your kid hates me. Your kid hates me.
I have lived there since the summer of 2019, and because of COVID and pregnancies and world and life.
And then a year ago today, something happened where we didn't spend as much time together. I don't remember.
Yes.
I remember what it was.
You ended
up with more free time, but we spent less of that together.
Yeah,
I don't understand.
You were supposed to come over for the Conor McGregor fight this time last year.
Oh my God, that's right. You uninvited me.
I had to hey man, I think I need a little breather.
Right, like I had something to do with it all.
Yeah, right.
So if you read certain papers, I shut down our old job out of protest.
So I would like to propose this, and if you want to say no, you can say no.
Okay.
Don't feel like you're. I think we do the first ever broadcast live from the Kozlowski house Saturday. You come over. I don't know where we're going to set up. Could be on my couch in the living room. Could be right in the middle of the play area. I'm proposing a Saturday morning college game day, and it will be live from my house. And I think people will just tune in to see what the hell my house looks like with a 1.5-year-old running around.
The only I'm in on one condition: make your child be nice to me. Do I have to bring candy? Like, how do I bribe your child to like me? Rex hates me. Rex, before we do certain shows, like Rex, I'll hear like Goz will be like, all right, so let's do this. We'll be on the cameras back and forth. Let's do this. And I'll hear, whatever, like random noises off. I can't really make out what they are. Oh, hey, Rex. And he'll pick them up. Rex is like, oh, yeah. And then Rex will turn and look at the screen, see me and go. It's like an angry wilt roll where he just his head drops down, rolls to the side. He looks at me out of one corner of his eye with just sneer. I'm like if looks could kill, every time your child looks at me, I would have at least one broken arm. Everything, when you used to risk a limb in your wagers and you should have no limbs left. Every time Rex Kozlowski looks at me, I would lose a limb.
I will keep him away from you then. He will have to be in some other room. I don't want to
interrupt
the
show. Can I get baby strength pepper spray? Is that too much to ask? What if I get a squirt gun with just a little bit of lemon juice in it and I just spray him in the eyes every time he comes near me? I think that's...
Hold some cheese out. He likes cheese.
He likes cheese? I'll bring cheese.
Yeah, just bring some
I will
American
bring a whole
cheese.
wheel of cheese, Rex, if you will be nice to me. I don't know why he's still constipated at 15. Oh yeah, I'm in. I'll come over there.
Right,
I think remember I don't know if the one football party that we're supposed to be invited to for our pick'em pool is supposed to be this weekend too, but I don't know if it's going to be postponed because I think it was going to be at the Hideaway.
Yes, lots of stuff going on in the Hideaway. By the way, support our friends over at the Hideaway. Check them out on Facebook. Keep the updates going there. Grab some gift cards from them. They have some crazy stuff going on. I didn't do a good enough job putting that up on social. I think those guys at the Hideaway did a good enough job of getting the message out to everybody. But I should own that. We should have a weekend show, but things happen. It's wild over the Hideaway. So support our guys. You know how much we love them over there. Shout out to everybody.
They're our
Chad
favorite.
And Shroud and Mac, everybody.
They're our favorite people. I'm trying to find it.
While you're looking for that,
here it is. Here it is. So I got I'm trying to oh no, this isn't it. So I got this, I started getting these text messages from a number that's not in my phone about doing some stuff to help them out. And I'm like, absolutely no problem, whatever. No clue who the hell it was. No clue.
Wait a second. Hang on. You got messages from somebody there to help them out.
No, there's somebody who does it. Somebody who else. I believe it's one of two people who frequent the Hideaway but don't work there.
Okay.
But again, the text messages are coming through, and I don't have the number because I lost a bunch of numbers. I don't know how that happened. They were deleted from my phone by my old boss. But they're all coming through. They're coming through. I'm like, I don't know who the hell.
I have a feeling who it might be. Which I actually hope it's this person. Don't forget, if you're looking to help your insurance in 2022, don't forget to call this guy, Jared Lozier at Northeastern Insurance. Levack, check if it's this number. 518-956-3753.
I have that one.
518-956-3753 is Levack.
Remember, he works there too.
He does. Like Sherlock Holmes, while he checks it out, if you want better insurance rates, car, home, business, whatever is important to you in your life, and you thought about planning for 2022 and you're thinking, where can I save some cash? Jared's going to shop the market for you. Have somebody on your team. Levack and I love him. Our guys from the Hideaway love him. Now you can make him a part of your life. Email him today looking for a quote. JAREDL@nemail.com. So important to save that money here in 2022. Simple and easy as that. Just one email. JAREDL@nemail.com. And his number 518-956-3753. If you're listening on our audio side, his information is right there. Pause the episode if you want. Shoot him an email. Give him a call today. Jared Lozier, Northeastern Insurance.
If they pause the episode, do we stop existing? Like, does that happen that way?
Should we freak people out who just pause and just also not talk for like 4
God,
seconds?
I don't even see the text anymore. Maybe I just made it up in my head.
Maybe
I thought it might have
me.
been Clea. I thought it might have been Clea.
You and I were in a mass text talking about helping those guys.
No,
Maybe
this was
you
just
did my
one person
number.
who was like, hey, will you guys, if I come up with it, will you do something? I was like, yeah, absolutely. And now I can't find it. They're like, hey, when do you want to do it? And I was like, oh, whatever. What do you want to do? Just make the plans. We'll figure it out from there. I'll do whatever to help out the Hideaway. I love those guys.
Yeah.
I mean, they called the wrong restoration company, but whatever. That's, that's probably why they're not open yet. Just saying. I wish I could think of someplace they could have, that would have got them back to normal, faster.
Techies Fire and Water Restoration.
The best way back to normal. That's right.
Follow them on social media, by the way. Follow everybody. Got cool stuff coming this 2022 with you guys. Excited for you. February is packed for you guys. I don't even want to talk about some of the stuff. I had you called me about a February thing we're doing. Jamie told me about a February thing. You guys are going to be insane for February.
What are we doing?
The thing Jamie had with the laptop.
Oh, that.
And the big game that's being played in February.
What game? I never heard of it.
I don't know if legally I can say it.
Well, you can as long as we're not giving anything away for it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you can say
the
Super Bowl. Yeah, like if you're like, we're giving away a trip, and then like we don't have the rights, we have to be like, to that big game in February that might be in LA or might get relocated pending upon COVID rules. Like that's how you say it.
Hang on. I know this is I don't know why I find this comment so funny. I know Q&A to end the day is coming up. Can you just read the last comment we got?
Yeah. I love him, man. It's the Cam, our guy Cam. I don't know why, but I just woke up after passing out unexpectedly. Cam, I know you're watching on Techies Fire and Water Restoration's Facebook page and also on Godzilla's YouTube. Cam, if you're just unexpectedly passing out, that's like a 911, hey, mom, dad. That's not like I'm going to comment my favorite podcast. Like I'm worried about you, buddy. I'm worried about you right now.
Was Cam watching the podcast and just
like
fell asleep? And he's just like, oh my God, you guys are boring.
We said like, we said like one of his keywords. He's like, got it. And he just dropped. It was over.
Was there some joke that we like?
Oh no, don't pass out. Oh, God's going to pass out.
It's like the nicest insult I think I've ever taken. Guys, I was listening to the show. I fell asleep. I just woke up. What did I miss?
Hey, I know you guys keep talking about calling Dr. Fred Drew at the Integrative Sleep Center in Boston Spa. I don't even need that. I just watch your crappy show. I passed right out. My cousin went there today.
Oh, no way.
Yes. I was going to, I forgot to tell you. Yeah. My cousin Dave, firefighter Dave, he's like, hey, Lisa and everybody over at the Integrative Sleep Center says hi, and they love you and they miss you. I'm like, I love and miss them as well. Can't wait to see them. Integrative Sleep Center. That's where I got my mouthpiece so I can sleep right. I have to go soon because when I finally get my tooth and stop looking like a inbred hillbilly with a missing tooth, they're going to adjust the bottom piece so that it fits perfectly like it does now because that's how cool and awesome they are. The Integrative Sleep Center. Mouthpiece, not a mask, no hoses, no wires. You don't have to like every time you fall asleep. I am your father. Like none of that. You don't need to do that. Easy to clean, travel with. No mouthpiece that I'm aware of has ever been recalled by the government like those other ways to get over sleep apnea. But it's the way to go. Great people. Doc Dreer, he is the man. We've been going back and forth. He's a big Giants fan, so he's nice to reach out to me when the Raiders lost. He's like, I'm sorry about your Raiders. I'll take you out for a beer at some point and make you feel better, whatever. I'm like, your Giants are worse. I'll buy. But he's just great people. Dr. Fred Dreer, the Integrative Sleep Center in Boston Spa. Helping me sleep better, to help you sleep better. 518-885-6185. 518-885-6185. That's the number to call, or integrativesleepcenter.com. They got a little quick quiz on there. You can take it. Like, do you need their help? Boom, 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 boom.
Cam, I want you to personally call them and tell them.
Yeah. Well, Cam doesn't have a problem sleeping.
Well, it sounds like during the Levack and Goz podcast, he's falling asleep. I want him to say that's the reason why.
He's got to call the Integrative Stay Awake Center. Like, he's got to find a different It's a different one altogether. My God, I can't. I think he's got like a show he does now. I think he might be looking to join it. Yeah, telling us our show's so crap doesn't keep you awake. It's not going to get you on Godzilla Media Network. I can tell you that right now, Cam. It's not going to work out for you. NFL making moves. I do want to just real quick look at some of the stuff. Like it feels like with the 8 head coaching openings that Brian Flores, Brian Dable, and Jim Harbaugh are going to take all the jobs. Those 3 will have all 8 jobs will go directly to those 3, and that's that.
Yeah, it's those 3 guys getting interviewed for everything. It seems like wow. That's like
what's going on with you?
What happened with my voice there? Just disappeared.
You're like dying over here.
Yeah, those guys getting all the jobs.
Cam's got like a voodoo doll. He's choking. He's like, "Don't pick on me, guys." Like,
yeah. Those guys seem like the most likely candidates to land jobs. Quinn, Leftwich. The Harbaugh thing though is the most fascinating because why is the Harbaugh thing out there? Is it just simply he wants more money from Michigan? Like he saw the Brian Kelly contract. He saw the Mel Tucker contract. My God, Mel Tucker. I cannot get over that. All right, I'm just going to pass though. So Harbaugh's playing it great. Either Michigan's going to pay him more money or he's going to go to the NFL. And I feel like, and it's not a shot to Michigan,
I feel like
that he is such a crazy competitor. He just wants to prove to his brother that he can win a Super Bowl. And
I don't think it's just his brother. I think it's everyone. Mm-hmm. He is like, I love when he comes up because he's that guy. Like he's like the Chuck Norris of the NFL. Like I can't remember. Was it Bill Brasky? That was the SNL bit where they were at like a funeral for Bill Brasky. Like they're all drinking and everything's a crazy story. So like there's the story about his wife has to come out in the driveway. It's like 5:00 in the morning. And Harbaugh's asleep in his car. So she, knocks on the window, wakes him up. He opens the window. He goes, "Was I going to work or coming back from work?" He didn't know. That's how much he works. Like he's a nonstop dude. So like that's who you want. That's the kind of crazy you want running your team. I just think it'd be hysterical to see, Las Vegas, Sin City, just dudes in dickies walking all over. Dockers, just freaking khaki pants everywhere. That's all I want. I want everyone to wear khaki pants because I feel like it doesn't happen.
Is this phrase now overrated in 2022? Is he Vegas enough? Like, like certain people needed, like Pat Riley is a great example. Like, I think people who don't know Pat Riley's from Schenectady think he's slick back hair, rah suits.
Rock
they
star,
don't get he's Schenectady. But I don't even know if that's a thing anymore in 2022. People know who you are through different platforms and social media, everything else. I don't know if a Harbaugh Vegas personality needs to fit or does fit, if that matters.
As a Raiders fan, I want the least Vegas head coach I can get. I want someone who is going to slap the living shit out of guys who drink and drive. I want a guy who it's like, hey, the cops are going to get you if you not before Harbaugh does, like because that's what the Raiders need the kind of coach who can handle the media, and we all know he can because he'll have fun at their expense. They need the kind of coach who's going to be able to coach against Patrick Mahomes, Justin Herbert, possibly Aaron Rodgers, and the kind of coach that the rest of the players are always like, I don't want to scare that dude. I don't want to scare him at all. Ryan McCarthy. I once saw Bill Brasky scissor kick Angela Lansbury. I don't think there's 2 dudes that are much more different than Ryan and I are, but we have the same taste in so many things. Ryan is the guy. Like Ryan is he's not like an overly wholesome guy, but he is a very religious man and everything. He doesn't put it on you, which I love. I love anybody who has like true faith and will talk religion with you, but not try to convince you that theirs is the only way. I love those conversations. He's that kind of dude, which is awesome. We both love football and stuff. I guarantee you that we don't hang out in the same places. I just guarantee, unless I invite him to hang out with me, which is not going to happen. But he's just like, he gets my references more than anybody, more than you do. And we spend a lot of time together. What is wrong?
No credentials required. Downloaded 3 episodes.
Yeah, why isn't his show better? He has good taste.
He wants he1. There you go, Ryan. Levack just invited himself onto your show this week.
I'll go. He knows I'll go on that show anytime.
Give him the Venmo again.
He Venmo me money, so he gets to. He definitely. Listen. Whatever is like he's that guy who when the Trav and Rigneys of the world and everybody else call me up and go, hey, you want to come on our show? And I'm like, oh my God, I didn't know they had a freaking show. I go, I'm sorry, I'm already going on Ryan's, and then Ryan will lie for me and say I'm supposed to go on the show. So it's perfect. And then not make me do it, which is even better.
Also, I'll give Ryan a nice little shout out. He's got a big guest he's working on booking. I know that because he CC'd me on the email.
Is it me?
I can't say the name of the guest. It's a big one, though. So shout out. Hopefully, Ryan gets that guest he's trying to book because it's a big one coming up later on.
I just finally realized what the hell you were talking about before. We got a lot coming up. We're gonna try and do like a full radio row live here from Tech East.
Yeah,
we're gonna reach out to all of our booking guests, and we're gonna, we're not gonna travel to LA this year because again, we could get there and the game might not be there, or they may not let you in. So we're gonna set up one of the rooms here, probably the back room. I don't know. We're one of the rooms here at Tech East. We're gonna set up the studio, and we're gonna put together as many of those interviews as we can put together. I'm really hoping that some of the turds who used to listen to the show and hate that we were doing all those interviews just stumble. I'm going to email them directly to them.
Scott, the Yankee fan?
Yeah, was he
personally?
Scott Davis. That was
we're going to say his last name too. All right.
Yeah. I'm going to send him right to him. Right into his inbox. I'm gonna go friggin' Say Anything style boombox over my head, blaring it into his yard. Just let him know.
Kisaki.
Yeah. Well, you think about it, like there's Levack and Goz, by the way, live at Tech East Fire and Water Restoration. But there's these insults out there. Like people think you're insulting. He used to tick me off because I'm like, I'm trying so hard. We're putting so much work in. You're busting your ass, booking guests and all that stuff. And he's just shitting on them. And then I started thinking about it. He just wanted to hear more of us. And I was like, wait a minute. That's the best insult I've ever had. You know what I hate about your show? There's not enough you on it. Oh. All right. How dare you? Wait, what?
It's going to be a different feel, though, for this. And again, shout out to Tech East because you guys are now the first official sponsor of the Super Bowl coverage. Like your first one was locked in. It's here.
I don't have a choice. If we don't put Tech East in it, I'll get fired. And then I'll really bitch about how little Godzilla Media pays me.
But it will be fun because, like you mentioned, those interviews, right? I'm sure as many as people have listened to over the years, there are probably some you wish you had more of, maybe some you had less of. This is the cool part about the podcast format, the non-traditional media format, is that if you heard somebody only for 10 minutes before, it might be 20 minutes now. Or it might be 4 minutes now.
Don't hype it up.
Or it might be you and me, and then it might be Ryan McCarthy, or it might be Bryson Taylor, or it might be Travis Rigney.
Don't hype it up. Next thing you know, I'm out here, somebody doing the Schenectady shuffle across Central, and I'm like, hey, how you doing? Want to talk real quick? Like, what's your favorite football team? Hey, Pod Pies. And I'll be like, okay, great. Thanks. Like, don't hype it up.
All right. There's also a chance the agents all say no to us and it won't happen.
They won't say no. There's also a chance. There's just a very good chance that we'll get a lot of people like, this professional skateboarder. And it's like, oh, God, thanks. And I'm going to do every cliche in the book. Who do you think's going to win?
Who's going to win the big game?
What do you think here? No, so I'm excited about all that. Levack and Goz. And what else we got to do? I don't even know.
The only other thing I had was Q&A to end the day, and that Kyrie came back, and I'm rooting against the Nets more than ever. Kyrie's a part-time player. It's a big New York story. I hope the Nets get crushed.
The only problem is, like, I really like what Kevin Durant's doing and saying right now. It's hard to root against Durant. When people are like, do you think you're playing too much? He's like, and he like plays into it. Well, the back. No, I'm not playing too much. Coach tells me to rest, I'll rest. Coach tells me to play, I'll play. I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, they blasted Kyrie in the post-game press conference because now there's reports out there that Durant could be out anywhere from 4 to 6 weeks with a knee injury. And they're like, Kyrie, kind of need you now,
right,
man.
Right.
And he's like, no, not doing it. All right.
Dude, I'll tell you, I got the booster on Saturday. And I was like, this is not a political statement in any variety. I have felt like poop. I finally started to feel better today. I have felt like, I'm like, I thank God I got this booster shot to not feel sick.
That was the only other big New York thing. The Knicks aren't playing great. The Yankees and Mets are still locked out. The Islanders and Rangers are dancing all over the place. And did we miss any comments from today?
Most of those are in there. How about do you want to warn? I want to give you a little warning. I'm running low on my my ADHD medication, and as you know, when I can't focus, I get really pissy. And apparently, due to supply chain issues, I may not get it for a little while.
Ooh.
So next week or two could get bad. Just a little warning: the supply chain done messed up, and it is keeping away the one thing that keeps me from going insane.
So bad here, bad with the Empire. Could the content on the show for the weekend show be great?
People like when I yell a lot. You're just gonna have to like I'll be sitting here doing this, like, oh, blue car. Like that's gonna be a problem. But the problem with me though, as you know, and this is for people who everybody makes fun of the fact that whatever. My meds, my Adderall, lets me focus. And when I can't focus, I get really pissy because I get frustrated. So it's not going to be pretty for everybody. It's not going to be pretty. I'm going to have to like just mainline freaking caffeine for a couple days and hope that it does the trick. To that. And then did you see what happened to Travis Scott?
Travis Scott. No.
Yeah. He's still, people are pissed off at he did and said stupid shit, right?
Yes.
Okay, well,
The concert he had, the big concert, people got killed, unfortunately. Right.
Karma's a bitch. He was at the Rams game, and the suite next to the sewage line busted.
Oh.
So to say he had kind of a shitty day is real. It's real. So everybody's like, that guy's a piece of S. Yeah, well, he met a lot of his own kind, like right then and there. It's funny because I'm watching like all the tools they're using to clean it up. I'm like, oh, we got that. Oh, we got that attack. Oh, we got all that attack-y, so we can do that. We can help Travis Scott out. We won't, but we could. We could do it. I think I got most of the comments knocked out, but if you want to give some Q&A for the end of the day, and then I'll see if there's any, I'll scroll back through.
I saw some of the comments here. They're in German. So
yeah, I saw that.
I shouldn't say German. That looks more Arabic. We're getting a lot of comments in Arabic. I didn't know we were huge in India, but look at that. Levack and Goz in India. We're taking off. I get the great Kali on with us next time.
Listen, there's a lot of people over there. A lot of people over there. I will say this: curveball sliders. Guys, you say Todd Bowles should only be a coordinator. I don't think he got a fair shake with the Jets. He still had the most successful season with them since Rex Ryan's second year. Do you think Todd Bowles should be a head coach, or are you only saying he should be a coordinator because you're afraid what happens to your team if you lose him?
That question. Yeah, it does. I would. Yeah, keep him that, please.
Well, I think either Todd Bowles or Byron Leftwich is the next head coach of the Buccaneers, and I think it'll be pretty obvious which one it is by which one takes more head coaching interviews. But I don't know.
Saying there's good.
Like Todd Bowles. Would I want Todd Bowles? I don't know.
Brian Katie from White Heat wrote in. Has Devin Singletary done enough the last 6 weeks to drastically bump up his draft value for he wrote next fantasy season? I think he just had a couple of good games. I don't think like you can have good games in the NFL. Like I don't consider Devin Singletary now for the Bills a top 10 back because he had a couple of good games. It's like Rashad Penny's the same way. Like I think it's gonna be consistent unless. Like, if Singletary has 2 great playoff games, do we reconsider again? Like, if he's better than Allen, maybe, but I think that's so far away from happening still.
Free agency / draft for the Bills will tell me whether or not I like Singletary as a fantasy football player next year. They definitely have gotten behind him. They've fed him the football. They said, "Oh, you want to see us run? We can." If they draft another back, if they, because they Zach Mossed him once, what I mean? Like, if they draft another back or they sign a top tier back, I don't know if I would take an early flyer and late flyer maybe. But if they go into that year and he's their feature back, yeah, I would bump him up to a third rounder. Yeah, maybe late second.
Yeah, because of the lack of running back consistent scoring. Okay, that makes sense. I get that. And one other thing, our guy Brady Farkas passed along on social media. Capital Region News: the Milwaukee Brewers have signed Garrett Whitley as a minor league free agent. You guys remember Whitley, that 13th overall pick in 2015.
Cap Region kid.
By the Rays, Niskayuna's own. Shout out to Garrett Whitley getting a new run here with Milwaukee. And we both know this. Sometimes that's all it takes for guys in the system. New team, new depth chart.
Who dis?
That's it.
Whitley, love that kid. Good dude. Red Sox fan. Nobody's perfect. Had him on the show once. Liked him. Family was very nice. Family's Red Sox fans. Also, nobody's perfect. I mean, listen. All love and everything. Terrible choice. By the way, Boston Dan and I are no longer friends. I think that should be announced right here, live on Levack and Goz. Boston Dan had the nerve on Don Zimmer's birthday to send a picture of him back when he worked for the Red Sox and say, happy birthday to Red Sox legend Zim. And I literally dropped an F-bomb at him, and I'm not his friend anymore. Not going to tolerate that kind of nonsense. That sweet baby angel Don Zimmer, who was maliciously assaulted by Pedro Martinez. No, unacceptable. The lines have been crossed that I don't think can be uncrossed.
I find it hilarious that hopefully, like, if you and Dan are not able to come together when he takes you to Yankee Stadium, if he has to buy one ticket, like in the 300s.
I want at least 3. I want 3 seats between us.
Okay.
or he can wear a Yankee hat, and that'll make up for
Ooh.
it. Actually, don't wear a Yankee hat. I don't want to get that Boston stank on it. I'll think of something. A Buck Foston shirt will be fine, I guess. But no, yeah, just friendship in jeopardy. True peril, jeopardy, peril. It's not good. It's not good. Justin Morris, did you reach out to him? When are we taking him to a happy hour?
I told him March.
You gonna make the kid wait till March?
I didn't know. You got a busy schedule. When do you want to go? We can go before that. I told him maybe around March.
What's his schedule look like?
He said he's open. He'll do it whenever.
It's a happy, like I want a definitive happy hour. So
Okay.
like 59 minutes, 58 seconds. I can start moving towards the door if I don't enjoy our time together. It's a happy hour, not a happy hour. Like it's a minute, not a moment. You know what I'm saying?
We should have done this before we insulted Boston Dan and then figured out.
Oh no, Boston Dan insulted all that is good in the universe. It's not a me thing. It's a Dan thing. Plus, I still have a gift card over there. I'll go do what I want.
All right.
And the manager Ricky over there. He don't know that Dan's an evil person. He'll help us out.
We'll find out a cool Friday event. Maybe we'll do show then happy hour.
Spend a Friday with him.
That's what I thought you meant happy hour.
I don't know. We're gonna hang out with the dude. We're gonna buy him some beers and some food.
Oh, I thought it was like a combo thing, like happy hour plus show, and then like Justin would say something. I thought it was like a whole thing. Just us three hanging out. All right.
He gets beer and food. If you want to do something where he comes on a show at some point, but what if I don't want to talk to him?
He knows football. He's a pretty smart guy.
Well, he can go get in there with Goz. How he got there? How'd you get to happy hour? There
Joe
you go.
Calderon, by the way, 2-part episode. Part 1.
Joey Calzone?
Yeah,
I love Joey Calzone. Corey from Greenwood says he misses the Hideaway. He hopes the Hideaway gets going again soon. We all do. We love the Hideaway. We love Chad. We love Mac. We love Trout. We love Tim. Tim owes me money for the fantasy football league that he ran that I won, but apparently he's got other matters, so I'm letting it slide for now. I don't know how difficult it is to Venmo a dude a couple bucks, whatever, at Jeff Levack, whatever. Just putting it out there. Also won the pick 'em a couple times. But listen, who's counting? Who's counting? I
Not Tim, clearly.
It's harder for me to donate to a GoFundMe or anything for the Hideaway when I'm not getting the money I'm owed. Yeah, the AC just kicked in. All right, it's time to go. Good.
Saturday ? Live from Goz's living room ? It might be the most.
Do you want to see that? Like early?
Yes.
What do you want to do? 10 a.m. or something?
What was our usual college game day shows? 10:30 to noon, something like that.
10:30 to noon Saturday.
At my house.
Put it in the book.
It's gonna be weird to connect because I don't know how to do it. So wait to see the setup.
I'm probably gonna bring it, right?
Yeah.
like you're gonna do it. It's not gonna happen anyway. All
Sir,
right.
What are you doing? Sir, that's your crotch. Sir.
We are our Patriots fan has given us the little DX as he walks by right there. All right, everybody, a little advice for you. Little advice. Wash your hands. Don't touch your face. And if you shake it more than 3 times, good for you.